Hello, my loves. So we are in the middle of a lot of chaos, right? We are all being affected. What we need to do in this time more than ever is slow down, find our breath, connect with our center. Connect with that place in you that is connected to me. Connect with that place in you that is connected to everyone and everything. We are being invited to evolve, right? There is a shift happening. The universe is inviting us all to wake up, to raise our vibration, to collectively tune into our souls, our spirits. I use yoga. Perhaps you do too, or perhaps you use something different. I'm going to lead us through a little movement, a little breathing, a little grounding with a group intention. And so I'm going to use these cards. The universe has your back. And I'll pick us an intention. What does the universe want us to know right now as we are together with our bodies and our breath, connecting emotionally, connecting spiritually? Let's see. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I am here to get closer to love. I actually picked this card last week with a group of yogis. It's very beautiful. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I am here to get closer to love. I'm not here to deny the truth and the reality of what's happening in the physical world, but I am here to know that I can't control any of that. So my job is to go within, to find my center, and to move from there. Because if you believe that we are all connected, then you will know that you can change the world by taking care of and balancing yourself. Right? That's how it works. So the breathing exercise that I want to do with us today is a lateral breath. It's done a lot of time. I believe it's like the breath that's done with Pilates. And the reason that I'm choosing this breath is because the virus that's happening, right, it is affecting the lungs. And so self-care would be to strengthen our lungs, right? To strengthen our immune system, to keep ourselves individually as strong as possible for the betterment of everyone, right? The same reason why I'm here, recording my classes here. I was teaching at 5 studios in the area and nannying with 2 families, but now I am here. And I miss my communities more than anything, but to keep them safe, to keep myself safe, I am here. So let's use some lateral breathing. The way that it works is we're going to think about sending the breath into the rib cage, right? This area right here. And when we breathe, we're going to imagine breathing out and widening this area on the sides and on the front and the back. So think about like this whole area puffing up. You can imagine like a tube around yourself that you want to fill up, something like that. And with this lateral breathing, there's also an engagement in the center, an engagement in the belly, an engagement of the core that we try to hold the entire time as we do the breathing exercise. It will build some fire here, as well as strengthen the lungs here. So don't worry if you're confused when we begin this, because we all have to start somewhere, right? And sometimes we're confused when we begin things, and that's all right. So find a comfortable seat. If you've been sitting like this with me for a while, perhaps switch the cross of your legs, so that way you can find a balance. And before we begin the breathing exercise, just take a moment with the eyes closed, connect to your breath as it is right now. Just notice the breath. The breath is the key to regulating the nervous system, right? We actually have a tool where we can calm ourselves down, where we can counteract the body's response, the physiological response for stress and anxiety. We are all experiencing a lot of that right now. But in order to regulate ourselves, we can tune into our breath. When it's high, short, and shallow up here, this is us in our fight or flight. When it's long and it's smooth and it's deep, this is our rest and release. This is where we're seeking to be, right? The universe is giving us time to go in, to settle. Find a breath that feels nourishing to you. And as you begin to breathe this nourishing breath, remember that you are a spirit having a human experience, and you are here to get closer to love. And I am a spirit having a human experience, and I am here to get closer to love. And we are connected. We are connected through spirit, through a divine presence and energy. Even though we are not physically together right now, even though you are watching me on a video, we are connected. Keep some softness in your face. We're going to begin the lateral breathing. So I want you to bring your hands to your ribs, on the outside of the ribs. And as you breathe, feel the space move. On the inhales, it gets a little bit wider. On the exhales, it contracts a little bit, and we're going to exaggerate this movement. But first, we're going to bring our attention to our belly and pull it in and up. Imagine like it wants to live up inside the lower ribs. So there's this little bit of constriction, and if at any point it bothers you to do this constriction, don't worry about it, right? Don't stress about that. Do your best. It's all about building awareness. So that little in and up if you can. Hands onto the ribs. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose. Inhale, send the breath into those ribs. Widen on the sides, widen front and back. Exhale, keep the in and up. Imagine like there's a corset coming in, squeezing the ribs, emptying out those lungs. Inhale, widen the ribs, left, right, front and back. Keep the belly in and up. Exhale, corset, squeeze the air out. This is the movement, right? Keep the shoulders soft. Keep the face soft. Keep that little in and up on the belly. Keep sending the breath into the ribs, left and right, front and back. Widen on the inhales. On the exhale, squeeze that area, corsets, empty it out. Inhale. Exhale, going at your pace. Not worrying about staying with me. If the mind judges anything that's happening, such as I'm doing it wrong, just let it go. That's not important. Wrong and right is not important. You're attempting, right? You're learning. And now we're going to add a little bit of breath retention, if that's okay for you. On the inhale, fill up those ribs. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, corset out the ribs, empty the air. Hold the exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill up. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, contract. Hold the exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill up those ribs. Hold full for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold the exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold the exhale for 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And then breathe naturally. Just take a moment with that. So the breath retention, right? We're working on strengthening the lungs, right? A very important organ. We want to take care of ourselves on all of our levels, our physical body, the energy moving through with the breath, our emotions, right? That's why we choose our intention. We choose what we focus on. And right now we're focusing on our yoga, finding a place where we are fully integrated as a being and remembering that we are spirits having a human experience and we are here to get closer to love. And through aligning all of these parts of ourselves, we become more in tune with our spirits, our highest self. That is the place in me that is connected to you and is connected to everyone and everything. Begin to slowly make your way into a table. So come around to hands and knees. This is where you can use blankets if you need to. Fan those fingers out nice and wide. Have a softness in your elbows. Wrists are underneath shoulders-ish. Knees are underneath hips-ish. The elbows are soft, clawing action in the fingers. We squeeze the forearms, we widen the shoulders. Find that little in and up in your belly and lengthen your spine. So reach the crown of the head, which is the very top of the head forward, and reach your seat back. We're going to begin to come into some cat-cow. Inhale, widen the seat, drop the belly, raise the gaze, keep the softness in the elbows. Exhale, begin to curl and round. You can press the hands a bit into the earth. Inhale, widen the seat, drop the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, curl and round. And so now you're going to move with your breath and allow your breath to just be natural and flowing. Don't stress too much about it. Also, if you lost that little engagement in the belly, no big deal. The most important thing that you're doing right now is staying anchored and is moving with integrity, moving with breath. Getting into the body, finding presence. Now I want you to begin to explore a little bit, maybe shifting side to side, in your cat or in your cow, and beginning to just tune into what's going on in the body. Every day we wake up, something different is happening in our body. And so we don't want to judge the differences as we wake up day to day, but we want to become aware of them so that we know how to support ourselves. Find stillness in your table. We're going to come into thread the needle. Inhale, you're going to twist open with the left fingers, extend up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand laces under right, left cheek to the mat. Try to keep those hips square. Dial that right hip back a bit. I want you to walk your right arm long. Press the right palm into the earth. Press the back hand into the earth and breathe. Breathe in a way that is conscious, that is aware, that is nourishing. Bring that right hand back under the right shoulder. Press that hand into the earth. Inhale, twist open with the left fingers, extend towards the sky. Exhale, left hand lowers. Inhale, twist open with the right fingers. Exhale, right hand palm up, laces under left, right cheek to the mat. Square off those hips by dialing that right hip a little bit out to the right. Left arm goes long. Press that left palm. Press the back of the right hand. Breathe here. Anytime the mind comes in and starts to judge what's happening, I want you to come back to your body. I want you to come back to your breath. I want you to come back to the intention of you being here to experience love. Right, to move closer to love. Bring that left hand back under the left shoulder. Inhale, twist open with the right fingers towards the sky. Exhale, release that right hand down. And anytime that you need to become more comfortable, do so. Drink water, etc., etc. Know that you should also rest anytime you need to. So back in that table, right leg back behind, let's give our side body some love. So with our elbows soft, with our belly strong, right foot steps over left, exaggerate the bend in the elbows, gaze over that left shoulder towards the right foot. Breathe. We're opening up our side body. How important it is to create more space in this rib cage, to actually create more space for vital life force to enter through our breath. Self-care and self-love. Inhale through center, step that right foot towards the midline, right knee comes in, left leg comes back, toes tuck, step that left foot over the right, soften elbows, gaze over the right shoulder. Breathe fully, breathe completely. Bring yourself back through center. Bring that left knee in line with the right. We're going to come into Anahatasana, heart melting pose. You're going to keep your hips as is. Walk the arms forward. Melt the chin and the heart down. This is going to get into the shoulders. This is going to get into the heart space. And here, what I want you to do is really claw those fingertips and really breathe fully and deeply. You might even move a little bit here in the spine. On the inhales, you might become more spacious in the back body. On the exhales, that heart might melt a little bit deeper. On the inhales, you become more spacious in the back body. On the exhales, the heart melts a little bit deeper. We stay active through the hands. We keep rolling the thighs back and wide. We're breathing. We are present. We are integrated and whole beings, here to move closer to love. The love of ourselves first. Then, through this loving kindness and compassion for ourselves, we move outward and begin to spread this love to everyone and everything. On an inhale, start to walk your hands back towards you. Take a moment, right? That was a lot in my shoulders. Bring the legs together, bring the feet together, tuck the toes, sit back on the heels. I do appreciate if you hear my neighbor, I do apologize if you hear my neighbor downstairs vacuuming. I can't control that distraction. So if you hear it, I hear it too, but hey, we're gonna keep going with this, right? So I'm giving you an option now to get into those toesies, to show them some love, right? We walk around on our feet all day, every day. If we are lucky enough to have our feet to walk around on all day, every day, be grateful for those feet. Give them some love. If you can't sit on your heels like me, you might have your hands on the earth, and that's cool too. You might be a little bit further forward, right? We're all gonna look a little bit different. The most important thing is that we're breathing. We're paying attention. We're treating ourselves with loving kindness and compassion, and that means if we need to stop, if we need to modify, then we stop and we modify. Release yourself. Woo! Wiggle out those toesies, circle out those ankles. All right, my loves, before we come into our downward facing dog, we're going to come back into that table and we're just going to start to move. We're not going to move in any specific way. I'm not going to guide the movement. This is called free form movements. When I was in California, it's really funny. I was practicing at this one studio and I think they were calling it freedom asana, right? Freedom pose. However, I giggled at that because it's not really a pose, right? I call it free form movement. It's a way for us to begin to tune in to our voice of loving kindness and compassion. That voice lives within every person, right? But oftentimes we don't even know what that voice sounds like. But when we're here on our mat and we're tuning in and we are with our breath, when we are releasing judgment, when we are finding presence, perhaps you can hear that voice. This is the voice we want to follow, right? This is the voice that we want to be more clear. The ego is the voice that has a lot of fear. The ego is the voice that wants to control things. The ego is the voice that is scared, that thinks that it's right and everybody else is wrong. But the more you practice yoga, the more you tune into your highest self, your highest voice, the more you can begin to notice the ego but not entangle. The more you begin to notice your emotions but not get caught in the chaos. Just like the world outside right now is very chaotic, we can't control that stuff, right? We begin to witness and tune into our highest self. This is the only thing that is unchanging. Find your table, tuck your toes, shift your seat back towards your heels, straighten your legs, downward facing dog. Start to pedal the feet, shake out the head. If at any point down dog becomes too much for you, I just want you to release yourself into a table. No big deal. Modify, right? Support yourself. Shake out that head in your down dog. Your head should be so loose and so free that it just kind of dangles. When you release the effort, it keeps moving a little bit on its own. We're getting into the heart space here in our down dog. Our fingers are clawing. We have that softness in the elbows. We squeeze the forearms, widen the shoulders, melt that heart. Root those heels. They might not connect, but they keep reaching as if they will connect. On an inhale, I'm going to have you glide forward, come into a high plank. So we're going to get a little fiery here. If you need to, just lower those knees down. Think like a push-up position. The top of the head reaches forward, the heels reach back. Our bodies are filled with the elements. Right? We were tuning into air, we were tuning into water, we were tuning into earth, and now here we are tuning into fire. Feel that. We are connected to everyone and everything. Breathe. Release those knees. Take a moment. Child's pose. Give yourself a moment to settle. Find the earth. Find your breath. Come back to the present moment. Bring yourself back. Come back into that plank. We're going to come into side plank. You have this option to lower the right knee, shift the weight to the right knee, lengthen the left leg long, left arm up to the sky. This is a modified side plank. Or if you have full side plank where you shift to the outer edge of the right foot, feet stack, left fingers to the sky, yogi's choice. Breathe. Keep lightness in the face. Keep fullness in the breath. Notice how the breath has shifted though, right? You need to breathe in a different way here. Release yourself back to your plank. Come into your side plank. If you need to, you lower that bottom knee and do assisted side plank, or weight shifts to the outer edge of the left foot, feet stack, right arm to the sky. Breathe. Release yourself, into your plank. Wide leg child's pose. Release the knees, feet together, knees wide. Maybe make some noise on your exhale. One more. Whew. Maybe that was a little silly. Maybe there's even a smile on your face. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of fire in the belly, right? So we're gonna come into some boats. So you're gonna bring yourself onto your seat, knees bent, hands behind the thighs, shift the weight a little bit onto the sacrum. Maybe those feet floats. Perhaps the legs become parallel. You want to be active through the feet. Squeeze those legs, arms reach out, shoulder blades back. Steady the gaze. Keep reaching the heart forward and the head up. Perhaps you lengthen the legs. Know that at any point, if you need to, you just support yourself and come to the level or the place where we were just before, right? Modify. We all look different. This is how it works. If you look at our lives right now, each one of us has shifted and has a very different life than what we had before, right? It's different from our friends. It's different from our families. We are all in different places, just as we've always been. But now, it's a little bit scary. So we need to tune into our strength. We need to find our center. We need to not back down, right? We need to be this strong, centered soul, thinking about the energy of a mountain, perhaps, that stands and weathers any storm. Whew. Release yourself. Bring your legs long. Flex those feet. Move around a little bit on the seats. We're going to come into a forward fold. But we'll flow a little bit. Arms rise, interlace the fingers, steeple the first two, drop the shoulders down. Keep that belly strong. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Keep the elbows next to the ears. Inhale, rise. Don't worry about getting the feet. Think about long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Keep the legs engaged by flexing the feet. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. We keep the legs engaged so as to reduce, keep moving, reduce the risk of injury, right? By moving with strong, engaged muscles. We move with our breath to find integration and presence. We tune into the signals of the body and we find our safe edge. On your next exhale, you're going to fold. You're going to release the hands. You're going to be in your forward fold. Keep your knees as soft as you need to. Keep your breath flowing. And remember, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I am here to get closer to love. We are spirits having a human experience, and we are here to get closer to love. You are a spirit having a human experience, and you are here to get closer to love. Not to deny any of the feelings that you are having, but to learn to sit with discomfort, to learn to let go of the things that you cannot control, to bow down, right, and know that there is something much larger at play right now in our world. And so in order for us each individually to do our part, we must go within. Literally, we must go within our houses. Figuratively, we must go inside our minds. We must start digging around and getting in tune with our spirits. This is our safe home inside. No matter what storms are on the outside, if you find and connect with your soul, you will feel safe. You will feel supported. You will feel loved. On an inhale, begin to walk yourself up. Find your breath. Maybe take a little twist or a little sway side to side, just to explore what's going on in your body right now in this moment. How that pose affected you. pause here with the eyes closed. Maybe bring your hand onto your heart. This is the place where we love, where we give and receive love energetically. Anahata, our love center. If you get into yoga and you start studying the energy centers, the chakras, Anahata lives in the center, right? So below it we have our roots, our sacral plexus and our solar plexus, and these are fire, water, and earth. These are connecting us downward. These are connecting us to ourselves and our most vital life force that's like more of that like physical stuff. And then as we move up, we get into the throat, and we get into the third eye, and we get into the crown. And so these are the places where the energy starts to rise, the vibration is higher, and we start to connect with the divine, right? Our throat is our voice and our truth being heard and being listened to. The third eye is where we begin to see everything as it is, like the larger picture, without judgment, but through wisdom. And the third eye is where the divine energy comes in and flows. And the heart sits in between these energy centers, and it feeds them love. This pervading energy of love, right, flows throughout ourselves. So when we align our energy centers, we can in a more balanced way, connect to this love. Just ponder that for a moment, right? Connect to your love. With a tall spine, right? Don't round. Keep it tall. Keep it long. Keep that channel open. And now we're going to make our way onto our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock a little bit from side to side. Massage your low back. Keep softness in your face. Settle into your center. Let's take this into happy baby. First 2 fingers of both hands, yogi toe lock around the big toes as you widen the knees, or perhaps you take a hold of the feet or the ankles or the thighs. And I want you to take a moment, maybe with the eyes closed, and channel a happy baby. Think about their chubby little cheeks, their shiny little eyes, their sweet little smiles, their little dribbly giggles, their soft, smushy skin that you just want to like squeeze and cuddle and hold and you can't get enough of. Because they're just pure spirit. They're just pure love. Channel those little smushy energies, right? As you move. We were all little smushy babies once. And we don't remember it, but maybe we remember what it felt like to just be this little free spirit that was just looking for joy, that was just looking for, to enjoy every moment, right? Without judgment, without fear, just like allowing ourselves to be. Before we built up all of those defense mechanisms, when we were just open little channels, right? Move like that. And then settle into your stillness. Release the feet. We'll get into the hips a little bit more. So release the feet, knees bent, feet back, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You can stay here in your figure 4 or pull the left knee in towards the chest. Place the hands around that left knee. Right elbow presses into the right thigh. I'm going to ask you to flex both of your feet here. Your gaze is up, your throat is open, you're breathing. Breathing in a way that is nourishing to you. Breathing in a way that connects you to the present moment, that connects you to your body, the body that is being held by the earth, the breath that is moving vital life force around your body, the mind that is choosing to focus right now on body, breath, and intention. Remembering that we are spirits having a human experience and we are here to get closer to love. And as we do this, perhaps we can more clearly hear the sound of our highest self, the sound of the voice that connects me to you and you to me, and us to ourselves when we were those little smushy babies. Release yourself. Uncross that foot. Left ankle over right thigh. You might stay here or deepen, right? Take this somewhere similar to what you did on the first side, only if you were able to, right? Because the reality of life and the reality of our bodies is that things are different. Even within our physical body, the sides of our body are different. That's not bad. That just is, right? We start on our mat with this realization that things are the way they are. We are not to judge them or hold on or try to shift or control, because then we suffer. We are to become aware, we are to notice, and we are to support ourselves with loving kindness and compassion. That's what yoga invites us to do. Release yourself. All right, so before I bring you into a little twist and a little inversion, I want to do a little bit more fire in the belly. This is one of my teachers, because I'm studying to be a yoga therapist. One of my teachers, she calls this the torture chair, Erica. That's her name. I call it reclined chair. It gets fire in the belly. You call it what you will, right? But go into it with an open mind, which might be hard because I just said torture chair. But raise your legs up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the legs. Bend the knees to a 45-degree angle. Bring your hands onto your thighs. And what we're going to do to fire up that belly, we're going to keep our back stationary, and we're going to press the thighs into the hands and the hands into the thighs. And we're going to keep softness in the face. Keep action in those feet squeezing together. The shoulder blades coming together, and feel the fire in the belly. This is the fire of transformation. This is the fire of change, right? We need to balance all of these energies within ourselves, because when we're too light, too airy, too watery, too fiery, too grounded, right, we move too much in one direction. We always want a balance. That's what yoga helps us to find. Whoo! Release. Just a little bit of fire, right? Both knees in, lengthen the left leg long. Bring the right knee into the chest. Left hand takes a hold of the right knee, brings it across the body, right arm out to the right. Gaze over the right shoulder. Breathe. Softness in that face. Feel the earth holding you. Feel the breath moving energy through you. When the mind starts to come in and judge things, the practice is to begin to notice it happening, and then you, the highest self, the being beyond those emotions, the witness, chooses what you focus on in this moment. Do you want to entangle in the storm and the chaos? Or do you want to be in the present moment? Yoga philosophy teaches us that the only thing that is real is this moment right here, right now. This moment where we are practicing yoga together. This moment where the earth is holding us and the sky has lots of space for us, and we are moving the energy in the body, and we are connecting to our highest self. This is the moment that is real. Bring yourself back through center. Both knees in, right leg long. Right hand takes the left knee over to the right, left arm out to the left, supine twist. Breathe. Bring yourself back through center. Bring the knees in. Take a little rocking side to side, massage your low back. I'm going to put my sweatshirt on because I'm feeling a little chilly, right? We were cooling off a bit. Know that at this point, if you need to grab any layers and stuff, we will be moving towards a little relaxation together. I'm actually going to guide a little chakra balancing meditation. Before we do that, find stillness on the back. Raise the legs up to 90 degrees. Let the arms be long next to the sides. This is legs up the wall without a wall. You could turn towards a wall. You could also come into a shoulder stand if you have it in your practice. You could place a block under the hips, supporting the sacrum. I'm just going to do this. This is the simplest way for you to get the benefits of an inversion. And the benefits of this inversion aren't that, isn't that our veins are, all right, so we're not draining energy down this way. What we're doing is strengthening our veins and our arteries by making them work in a way in which they don't normally work, right? They're kind of fighting against gravity right now. So we're strengthening them. We are strengthening literally our body from the inside, right? We're strengthening the organs, we're strengthening the systems within it. We've moved the energy throughout the body. We got that lymph going, we got that heart pumping. We did all of these wonderful things to take care of ourselves, to take care of our bodies. And as we were taking care of our bodies, we were taking care of our breath and the energy moving. And as we were doing that, we were taking care of our minds, right? We were finding presence. We were stilling or beginning to witness the emotions and witness the noise in the head. And then through that, we were tuning into that wise part in us, right? That is connected to a larger vision of what's happening here. And through that, we connected to our divinity. Release the legs down. Know that we will be moving into a relaxation. And if you would like to stay on the back, you can do that with your arms at your sides or perhaps your hands on your center. Or perhaps you delicately, slowly, mindfully make your way into a seat, your choice. Have softness in the face. Have length in the spine. Have an open heart. Eyes closed, if that feels safe. If that doesn't feel safe and you need to keep your eyes open, do it. This is for you. Find your breath. And just notice it. Don't change it. Just find it. And now bring your attention to your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your legs, your hips. Here you can imagine a red glowing light. This is the part of us that is connected to the earth. And here I invite you to say to yourself, to your body, to your God, Goddess, universal oneness, source, whatever you call that divine part, that thread of love that connects everyone and everything in nature. Thank you for helping me to stay steady, rooted, and grounded. Bring your attention up to your low belly, the space below the belly button. Imagine an orange glowing light This is the place of water and fluidity, or sweetness. Say to yourself or your divine source, thank you for helping me to live in the moment and go with the flow. Bring your attention up to the base of the ribs, above the belly button. This is your internal fire. Imagine a yellow glowing light here. This is your strength. This is your willpower. This is how you get shit done. So this yellow glowing light, thank you for helping me to stand with integrity in my power. Move your attention up to your heart space. A green glowing light. This place of giving and receiving love. This place that often becomes closed off or depleted because we are giving outwards and we're not giving inwards. This place that becomes injured when people hurt us, right? When situations and things feel overbearing, it hits us in our hearts. So we must take care of this space. Say to this space, your body, yourself, your divine God, Goddess, universal oneness. Thank you for helping me to move through this world with an open heart. Thank you for helping me to get closer to love, pure, true, divine love. The thread that connects me to everyone and everything in nature. Move your attention up to your throat, your ears, your mouth, your jaw. Hear a blue glowing light. This is the home of your voice. This is the home of your truth. This is the home of your ability to listen. Communication is both ways. Putting out, taking in. Pay attention to how you feed yourself in this area. What are you taking in? What are you taking into this space of truth? What is the energy that you're bringing in to move through your energy centers, through your truth center? How are you feeding your ears? Hold God, Goddess, universal oneness, divine consciousness in your mind and say, thank you for helping me to use my voice to speak my truth with integrity. Thank you for helping me to learn how to pause and listen. Thank you for helping me to decipher truth from untruth. right? To decipher illusion from reality. I'm talking spiritual stuff here, right? Moving the intention up to the third eye, the place in between the eyebrows. And here we have this lavender purple light. This is the place of our internal wisdom. This is the place where we can see the bigger picture. This is the place where we can tune into that divine truth, where we can also decipher what's real from what's not real, right? Our wisdom center. This is what we can activate through studying ancient philosophies, from studying yoga. We can activate this third eye. So hold yourself, your body, your divine oneness within this space and say, thank you for helping me to see the bigger picture. Thank you for helping me to gain clarity on my purpose in this world. Thank you for helping me to release expectation and judgment and allowing things to just be what they are. Thank you for letting me stand back and witness, to pause, to process, and then to move from a centered space. Move the attention up to the crown, the top of the head. Hear a white light. A white light entering through the crown of the head. This is the place where we are connected to everyone and everything, where we are connected to divine, where the divine energy enters through our energy centers. Thank you for helping me to remember my connection to the divine and all that is. Always moving towards gratitude. And now, feel this white light just filling from the top of the head down through the face, down the throat, the shoulders, the arms, the fingers, the hearts, coming down through the ribs, down through the belly, into the hips, down those legs, into the feet. You here resting in divine light. Breathe. Breathe divine light in and out. In this present moment, feel your connection to the divine. When we are balanced, when we are full, when we are taking care of ourselves, we can more clearly find this space of being an open channel, of feeling our connection to the divine and all that is. Slowly begin to come back. Don't move yet, but just imagine the movement through the head, the hands, and the feet. Then begin to move slowly. If you are on your back, you will slowly make your way to a seat. Wherever we're at, I invite you to have closed eyes or a very soft gaze and just take a moment to sit with your experience. Integrate, notice, what was that like for you? How did this little practice that we do together affect your world? How did it affect your physical body? How did it affect the energy in the body? Right? Remember that breathing exercise we did in the beginning, that lateral breath, that strengthening of the lungs. How did it feel with each deep breath you took during your practice? Synchronize with your body. How did those two things then affect the emotions and the mind and the internal dialogue that we often have? How did the group intention of I am a spirit having a human experience and I am here to get closer to love affect you? Were you able to hear that wise voice within the mind that was able to begin to witness the thoughts and the patterns and not entangle? Were you able to hear the voice of loving kindness and compassion that resides within you, that part that connects you to me? Whatever happened, whatever your experience, it is exactly right. It is exactly what it should have been. Every one of us had a different experience there. That's how it works. I'm going to end with a little chant and with an Om. The chant I will be leading is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. May my words and actions contribute in some way to peace, joy, love, light, and freedom for all. There's lots of different translations. It's something like that. May the entire universe be happy and free. May my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to happiness and freedom for all. Right? It's a very beautiful, energetic, devotional mantra. Right? Mantra allows us to go beyond this physical realm and tap into that more spiritual realm. So, with your spine tall, perhaps with your hands holding your heart space, we're going to come into Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. I'll sing it once so you can hear it, and then 3 times perhaps for us to chant together. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Now I will invite us to Om together. Om is said to be the sound of the universe. The sun, the moon, the stars. If they all had a sound, that sound would be Om. And so we honor our connection to all that is by bringing our voices together with that sound. First, a cleansing breath in the nose and out the mouth. palms together, thumbs to the third eye. Inhale, we look up. We are grateful for our connection to everyone and everything. And exhale, we fold forward. We seal this practice in, steady and rooted with the earth, and we are grateful. The light in me, the part in me that is connected to everyone and everything, sees that light in you and is grateful and is thankful. Namaste. Be love. Remember, you are a human spirit you are a spirit having a human experience, and you are here to get closer to love. I love you.